What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to CARLIE Talks Cash. Yes, indeed, this is your host, CARLIE T, also known as CARLIE the Pilot, and I am so happy to have y'all here with me today. If this is your first time viewing the channel, welcome in. You get to learn a little bit about mental and emotional aspects around finances, and of course you get to join the conversation. If you're not new here, then welcome back and thank you for checking out another video. I'm just a girl that works hard, goes to school, and I'm learning things along the way, and I'm sharing them with you. So I want to make sure that we're starting a dialogue here. And now we're going to get into those 3 points, and in addition to that, I'm going to be asking y'all some questions. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about a little piece of news. Of course, as y'all know, TikTok is possibly going away right before Trump goes into office in mid-January. So we have about a month left, guys, possibly, of TikTok. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, once the updates stop on the app, then we'll for sure not be able to use it in its entirety. So we might have a little bit of an extension on it. I do understand that the CEO of TikTok recently met with Trump. So the reason that I'm talking about the app going away on this channel in particular is because TikTok actually supports a lot of people now financially. It's a great way to bring in either a side income or a full-blown living a great life income. Some people obviously are eligible to be on the shops on there, on the TikTok shop. The TikTok shop also brings in revenue for people. So I was just curious to know. I've seen a couple people make videos of top influencers. I am not one of those people that are actually generating an income on TikTok. Now I've seen them making videos saying they're not 100% sure of what they're going to do. Now I do understand that some people are going to another app. I haven't really fully checked that out. I'm thinking of sticking just to YouTube and Instagram and seeing what I can do from there, but I will definitely be moving my TikTok videos over to Instagram because some of them are, have gotten some traction, and I really thoroughly enjoy the app, and I will be using it until I can't use it anymore. So we'll see what happens with that. You guys hang tight. And that was, I guess, my first question. What are y'all doing after TikTok, if there is an after TikTok? And let's go ahead and get into these points for real. Point number 1, which is pay yourself like a bill. People, seriously. I'm telling you, and I'm coming at y'all in all seriousness when you're like, what does that even mean? I don't think I've ever heard that before. I think I've only ever heard it like once from like Robert Kiyosaki or something like that. A long time ago, I used to watch a lot of lectures and listen to a lot of lectures. Motivational speakers, of course. I've kind of moved into listening to more pastors now. However, they're still great. They're still great to listen to. Motivational speakers are awesome. So basically what that means is act like you owe yourself money all the time. Every time you get paid. I don't care if you get paid bi-weekly, every week, every other day, whatever the case may be. But every time you get something, break yourself off whatever percentage that you can afford after, of course, you factored in your other financial responsibilities. Of course, you come first, but you still want to make sure that you are doing breaking yourself off a reasonable percentage. And this is a fund for the things that you want, the things that the enjoyable things that you want to do with your money, because you work hard for that and you deserve that. And that's like really a lesson that I've had to learn, is to enjoy my money, because I have so much anxiety and I tend to like slip into this scarcity mindset sometimes, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? Is this money really enough that I'm making and all of that? So I don't always get to enjoy my money, is what I'm saying. Or when I try to enjoy it, I still have all these thoughts around it, and I'm kind of all over the place. I'm like, no, I have to save it and I have to do this and that. But why I'm saying it's important to pay yourself like a bill, set yourself aside some sort of money. Say your parent gives you $200 randomly, right? Okay. So you get that money, you multiply it by whatever percentage you want to give yourself. Say it's 10% or 15 or 20, whatever it is. I'll put a decimal in front of that 15 or that 20, that 30. You're going to multiply it by the amount that you got paid. And then from there, you'll get the amount that you want to set aside for yourself. And it's important to pay yourself so you don't leave yourself behind. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just meant to pay bills, to live, pay bills, die, whatever. We should at least enjoy the money that we're making because we work hard for it. So pay yourself like a bill. I hope that makes sense. So the second point is about everybody's favorite subject, credit cards. Ooh, you don't want to talk about credit cards. Not if you have credit card debt, right? Take it from me. I am fairly new to the credit card game, but have been doing pretty good at it. So I want you guys to hear a little something out that I learned recently, that I'm glad I learned recently. And this is actually from a TikTok channel, so I'm happy that my TikTok point is tying into all of this. It's working out. The TikTok channel is called Ash, All About Money. Once again, Ash, All About Money. It's a little bit of a play on words, it sounds like to me, but it's a great channel. I would highly recommend following her, especially before TikTok possibly goes away. So anyway, this is a little tidbit that I got from that channel. When it comes to paying your credit card statement, there's a due date and then there's a statement date. I did not know what that was until like a week ago. Okay, of course, obviously I know what my due date is. I know when my credit card company is calling to collect that money, but when they're sending me that bill, for sure, I think we all know that one. But so for example, the due date on your credit card is not necessarily even the date in which you want to pay your balance. You ideally want to make sure that you're paying your credit card a little bit earlier, your credit card statement a little bit earlier than that due date. But if for some reason you pay it on that date, the due date, say for example, your due date is the 7th of every month. So you make your payment either on the 6th or the 7th or whatever the case may be. Try to refrain from spending money on that same day that you pay your due date. Like I said, just try to refrain from spending anything on that credit card unless it is a dire emergency. I'm not talking about I'm hungry, I have food at the house, but I really want this Whataburger because it's quick and convenient. No, that is not a dire emergency. I'm talking about you pop the tire and you don't have any money anywhere else and you need to put this on this credit card, that type of emergency. So all right, y'all, so once again, there's the due date and then there's the statement date. Those two dates are going to be about 4 to 5 days apart. So once again, we talked about our example due date being on the 7th. You can expect your statement date to be on the 11th or the 12th of every month as well. If you have an app for your credit card, which I highly recommend, or if you just have a platform that you can log into for your credit card that lays everything out for you, you can physically put in the search bar in that app somewhere on the website and say, I'm looking for my statement date. Obviously not like that, but statement date. That's how I found it. And I got all of these like PDF statements, and they were a few days apart. They were about maybe actually 6 days apart from now that I'm thinking about it, about 6 days apart from my due date. So once you pay your due date, you want to give that card a little bit of a breather. Like, you want to give that card some air, okay? You want the card to breathe. You want it to take its time before you go back out there and spend money again. It's a tactic that'll help you with your credit and so forth. And you should also be able to check your credit through your credit card app as well. Just make sure you're staying on top of that. Give your credit card a couple days to breathe. Wait till the statement date or maybe like a day or so after, and then put your groceries on there, your gas. Those are kind of really what you want to be putting on there more so than anything, just so that you're building some sort of extra credit or credit in general. It is helpful to boost in that way, but we just want to play the game smart and we want to know the rules. So I would say follow that TikTok for more information, and I will continue to give my little tidbits here and there, and we're going to take it to the third point. We're going to wrap this up. So bada boom. So the third point is about anxious feelings around money, around spending money. This is something that I face all the time, and this is where self-awareness is key. I know I mentioned this earlier, and I think the first point, that this is, like I said, where paying attention to how you really, really, truly feel is so important. And our feelings and our thoughts around money obviously have a lot to do and tie into a lot of other aspects of our life, our relationships with our family and friends and everything. So it's actually a really, really big deal. This is why I started the channel in the first place. But also because I just want to share the knowledge that I learned along the way, and I would love to hear what it is that you guys have to say as well. Like, let me know more about credit card statement dates and due dates, or whatever it is that you know about boosting credit. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that, if you have any tips or tricks, things like that. And so we'll get further into point 3. So what point 3 is, once again, is about anxiety around money. So I tend to really overthink where I put every single penny of my money, and I just want to make sure that I am in a solid place all the time. That's such a big deal to me. I like to be responsible about spending my money, and really make sure that I'm setting myself up in a better position continuously. If you felt this way before, because I feel like I'm not the only one. I cannot be the only one. There are some people that are just like, oh my goodness, even if I spend $15, I am losing it a little bit on the inside, because I am one of those people. I'm very much like, I monitor every last dollar of my money, every last cent of my money at this point in my life. And it's become a fun thing for me, but then it's also gotten me a little worked up here and there. I worry about my finances, so I'm really talking about this just to address the matter. I bring this up because I don't necessarily have a solution for this. I don't have an answer for it. I just like to address it because I feel like it is something that should be brought to the table and say, hey, this is a real thing. Anxiety and scarcity mindset around money is so for real, and it does affect us. And even though I break myself off, I pay myself, I put some sort of savings towards myself for me to spend and have fun with. Sometimes even when I go into that fund, I still feel like maybe I could have done something better with it, or whatever the case may be. And I do want to get to the point where I'm donating more, where I'm giving more, and all of that stuff. I've also feel like I've come to a point where I was realizing that I was doing a lot for people, and that I need to be doing more for myself and participating in self-care. And self-care doesn't always require spending money necessarily, but there are some things that, of course, obviously require money when it comes to self-care and taking care of yourself. Like, I want to get my hair did, okay, guys? Like, I really do. I do. And so I think I'm just going to have to loosen my grip a little bit more and see how good it feels to do those things for myself, and I think that will help me. Now, of course, I'm not 100% sure, so I want to know what it is that you guys have to say about that, and your whole mindset around that. Like, do you get anxious when it comes to spending money, or are you more like, tomorrow wasn't promised, or what is it that you do? I would love to hear a solution. So that is that for today. I tried to keep it as short and sweet as I could. I would love to hear what everyone has to say. Anybody that wants to comment, go ahead and like and share and subscribe. Follow me. I'm going to continue to build this channel and make it stronger and make it better all the time. And of course, y'all, your participation, your subscriptions, your views, your likes, your comments, everything makes this channel stronger. And of course, I'm actually trying to do something with it, in addition to, of course, educating the folks that seek the education, that seek the knowledge. So thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Carlie Talks Cash. It's wonderful to have you guys. Happy holidays. Can't forget to say that to you guys. From everything to Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. Everything in between. Birthdays and all of that good stuff. We're going to end Sagittarius season soon and kick it off with the Capricorns. So you guys are so awesome. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you so much for watching and dealing with my shenanigans. And I look forward to hearing your feedback. And thank you again for your support. Have a good one and take care.